Your soil might look asleep, but it's not dead. It's waiting for warmth, for moisture, for a signal that life can begin again. Ancient growers knew a secret that modern gardeners are just rediscovering. Wood ash doesn't just feed soil, it wakes it up. In the coldest months when beds feel frozen in time, ash flips the switch, microbes stir, minerals unlock, roots prepare. What looks like dust becomes a spark. This is not folk magic, it's chemistry, biology, and, well, centuries of field wisdom working together, and today I'm giving you the exact method to use it safely, powerfully, and effectively in your own garden. Welcome to Soilsage Chronicles, where we don't wait for spring, we build it. Why ash works when nothing else does. Wood ash is the mineral skeleton of fire. When wood burns, carbon leaves as smoke, but calcium, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, and trace elements remain. These are the same minerals that plants pull from deep within the earth. In winter, most organic inputs, well, they move pretty slowly. Compost just kind of stalls. Mulch, it basically sleeps, but ash is already mineralized. Soil organisms don't need to break it down, they just move it. Potassium from ash, it really boosts cold tolerance and root strength. Calcium helps loosen compacted soil and improves its structure, and the mild alkalinity, well, it raises pH in those tired acidic beds where microbes have gone quiet. That shift alone can restart bacterial activity even in cool soil. You're not feeding plants directly, you're reviving the underground workforce that feeds them. Ancient farmers scattered ash after harvest, not in spring, not when crops were growing, in the off-season. They understood that winter is not a pause, it's preparation. What kind of ash you can use? Only clean wood ash, no coal, no painted boards, no treated lumber, no cardboard with ink, no trash, just hardwood or softwood burned cleanly. Fireplace ash, fire pit ash, cooking fire ash. Sift it through a fine mesh to remove charcoal chunks. What you want is soft gray powder. That powder is pure mineral energy. Store it dry. Moist ash turns caustic. Keep it in a sealed container until use. This is powerful material. Respect it. The winter soil revival method. There are two ways to use ash in winter. One is dry, one is liquid. The liquid method is the ancient accelerator. Dry application is simple. On dormant beds, just lightly dust the surface with sifted ash. Use about 1 cup per 10 square feet, no more than that. If the ground isn't frozen, work it into the top inch of soil. If it is frozen, just let rain and snow carry it down naturally. This method, slowly conditions soil over weeks. But the real transformation comes from ash tea. The ancient ash tea formula. Take 1 cup of sifted wood ash. Add it to 5 gallons of clean water. Let it steep for 24 hours. After steeping, strain out any remaining solids. Now go ahead and dilute this solution at a ratio of 1 part ash tea to 3 parts plain water. So that means, for example, 1 gallon of ash tea gets mixed with 3 gallons of water. This final solution is what you'll actually apply. You'll want to use it to drench dormant beds, tired containers, compacted patches, and, those areas where nothing really seems to thrive. Apply about 1 gallon of the diluted solution per 20 square feet of soil. It's important to measure out the right amount, just to get the best results. So, do this just once in winter, not weekly, not monthly, just once. What happens next, honestly, feels like magic. Within just a few days the soil darkens, its texture softens, earthworms begin to rise and fungal threads start to wake up. You may not see green growth yet, but underground, systems are rebooting. You just rang the bell. What ash is really doing underground? Ash shifts the soil environment fast. It raises pH slightly, which favors bacteria that release nitrogen from organic matter. It supplies potassium that roots use to regulate water in cold conditions. It introduces calcium that binds soil particles into stable crumbs, improving air and drainage. But the deeper effect is microbial activation. Winter soil is not sterile, it's dormant. Bacteria and fungi slow down when acidity rises and minerals lock up. Ash changes that balance. It opens the pantry. Microbes wake. They begin digesting organic residue. They release nutrients into plant-ready form. When spring arrives, your soil is already warm in activity, even if the air is cold. This is why beds treated with ash green faster, seeds germinate stronger, transplants root deeper. The soil is alive before the season starts. Where ash should never go. Do not use ash on acid-loving plants. Blueberries, azaleas, rhododendrons, camellias, and potatoes prefer lower pH. Ash will stress them. Do not apply ash repeatedly in the same spot. This is a seasonal tool, not a habit. Do not mix ash directly into compost in large amounts. Small dustings are fine, but, heavy doses stall decomposition. Ash is not fertilizer, it is, a mineral catalyst. Used wisely, it restores balance, but, used carelessly, it creates excess. Soil is a system. We tune it. We don't overwhelm it. Ash shines when paired with carbon. After applying ash or even ash tea, you'll want to layer your beds with leaves, straw, shredded paper, or maybe some old mulch. The minerals from ash, they feed the microbes, and the carbon, that actually feeds their bodies. Together, they build humus. This mirrors ancient practice. Fields were burned lightly, then covered in crop residue. Fire provided minerals, plants provided structure. Soil regenerated itself. In winter, this pairing is powerful. The ash activates, the mulch insulates, microbes work under cover. By spring, the ground feels like cake. You didn't wait for nature, you collaborated with it. Now, the soil becomes darker and a bit more crumbly, indicating a healthy transformation is underway. Water, instead of just pooling on the surface, is absorbed right into the soil. And after a good rain, worms start to appear, drawn up to the surface by the moisture in the soil. Weeds emerge early and strong. That's not failure, that's proof. Pull them and plant crops. Your bed is awake. Plants show thicker stems, leaves hold color longer. Roots dig instead of stall. These are not coincidences, they are consequences.